exactly is a QR code? Well, a QR code is short for a quick response code, and it's a two-dimensional barcode. It's square in shape, and it's created to direct the scanner or the person who is interested in using the barcode to different places on the internet, like websites, photos, messages, videos, basically any digital content out there. You can create a QR code that will direct you to that content. A lot of people use QR codes in education to link to certain resources, to create study guides and with secret hints and clues to certain problems, using secret reward systems, so you can pick a QR code as your reward, but you don't know what it is until you actually scan it. Directions to follow for a certain assignment, really anything you can think of. In the classroom, a few ways that we will use the QR codes are to navigate to certain resources that you might need while working in class, but also to track our video lectures, to access certain websites, pages, all sorts of things really quickly. So an example might be I would post a QR code up on the smartboard, and when you get into class, you scan the code in order to receive directions or a do now or a pop quiz, any of those kinds of things that you're going to want to navigate to immediately. So for example, if you were going to use a QR code when you arrived in the classroom, let's say there's a code up on the board, you need to know what to do, so how should you start? So upon opening your iPad, you will navigate to the Scan application, which is right there. And this kind of grid will open up where you see the corners of a square. And right now you just kind of see the worksheet that I'm working on at home. But if I aim the camera of my iPad up and at the QR code that I want to scan, do you notice how the corners turned a bright green? That means it read the code, and it's directing me to the place that the code is set, which is actually my website, which is the angelabaratco.wix.com/Ms. Baratco. There's a bunch of other ways that we're going to use QR codes in our room, and one of them is on how to receive rewards. You may have already watched the video on Class Dojo, and if you have, you've learned about how you can earn behavior points, both positive and negative. We'll set goals for the class and for you as an individual, and when you reach those goals, you may be able to choose a reward that is a QR code that's scannable, that's kind of a surprise reward, either for yourself or for the whole class. So if I was going to scan a reward code, notice the corners again turn green. It says you earned the class 5 extra minutes of recess. Fabulous, way to go. So that's just an example of something that could happen in class. Again, I X'd out of that, and it immediately scans the other code, which said you earned the class a 5-minute dance party. Awesome, way to go, let's boogie. So that's kind of something that you may see us doing throughout the class block. Another cool way to use QR codes is when you're home and you're trying to access the video lectures that are for homework. And what we'll do is we will create stickers as a class that have a QR code on them that direct you to the appropriate video lecture. So, for example, if you're working on fractions and you need to take notes on fractions, the video lecture that you need to watch and take notes on will have a QR code, and you'll be able to stick it right in your notebook on the page where you're going to take your notes on fractions. That way, if you're in the classroom and you want to use the iPad to go back and rewatch the video or refresh your mind on anything, you can. The other way you can use the QR code is to go online and actually scan it directly from your computer in order to find your video lecture. So if you go to www.webqr.com, this page will come up, and this page is actually linked from my website as well. So if you go to the QR code tab, which is under iFlip Pedagogy, it will bring you right to this page. and there's a button here that says QR code scanner for a desktop computer. And if you click that, it'll bring you back to the website that we were just looking at. So the way that you use this is you can click scan from a webcam, and that's why you can see me today. And just make sure that if you get an error up top where it says they want to use your camera, just allow that to happen. And here I am, so now I'm in two places at once. But the reason is because I want to scan this barcode. So I'm going to hold it up to the webcam, and just below where the arrow is here, it says scanning, so it hasn't done it yet, but let's just... So as the barcode's scanned, you get the message below. And that happened to be a reward barcode, and it says you get to sit at Miss Sigmund's desk for a day. Awesome, way to go. Guess I better clean it up, right? So that's kind of one way that you can scan a barcode at home as well. You can go to this website, www.webqr.com, or you can find it on my webpage, and that way you can scan your barcodes for your video lectures from home, and you don't have to go to the exact website every time. It kind of saves you a little bit of a step. So I hope you learned a little bit about QR codes, and you are looking forward to using them in the classroom. I know I think they're a very cool tool, and we're going to be seeing a lot of them throughout the school year.